Okay, here's the good news. Today is officially the start of my grind to 235. Hopefully, during this grind, I can bring in a decent bit of mesos and start working on getting better gear for this character, because this character kind of sucks right now. Yes, I can almost solo Lotus, but to be honest, Lotus and Damien have become so much easier nowadays with all the damage creep in this game that's not really that big of an accomplishment. I don't really think there's a whole lot for me to say. And I never mentioned this previously, but the reason I have so many wild totems is because I didn't really grind at all last month. I had a lot of wild totems to buy at the end of the month before they reset. So I just went ahead and bought them all on my paladin because I knew that I was getting close to starting to grind on this character. And that's really all there is to mention. I don't have a lot to talk about right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and, well, funny enough, because of all the cubes that I poured into these rings, they actually are better than my Kana's treasure right now, which is kind of funny. The only one that isn't as good is the Noble Iphia's ring. Regardless, I'm probably just going to stay at Lachlan for the vast majority of this time period, but if my duo partner is down to actually duo Lotus and Damien this week, I might work towards getting a piece or two of Abso. We'll see what happens. But for now, I am going to go do a totem, test out my rates, and see where I'm at income-wise, because that is a pretty important measurement to take at this point. I estimated that it would be up to 300 mil. I think it's probably going to be closer to 250 mil. Lachlan monsters do give good mesos, but I am still, of course, held back by this 3-line strength alien fragment earrings. Something else that I want to do is do alien invasion PQ as often as possible so I can get my hands on more pairs of these. These earrings will be replaced by superior Gollix earrings at some point, but considering I don't really have access to Gollix right now and I'm not going to go get carried because I don't really want to do that, we're going to be sticking with these for a while, and that's fine because these are really good earrings. The only thing that they're lacking is the weapon attack that the Superior Gollix set or the Superior Gollix earrings has, plus the set effect of the Superior Gollix earrings. Of course, you know, it all kind of sucks. These are level 180 earrings, so I would guess the other pieces are 180 as well. But I think long term, I'm definitely going to try to make these into 2-line meso drop, any combination of the two. That's the long term goal for these earrings. One thing I want to mention is that despite the fact that I grabbed this Absolab Broadhammer and this Princess Nose Rosary, I'm not actually going to be switching to them for a while. I wanted them on hand and available to me because as I grind, I'll go do portals and stuff like that, you know, getting flames here and there. And I'll just throw any excess stuff that I get onto these two pieces of gear and try to make them better than my current setup. So this is a long-term plan. This is not something that I'm going to start investing tons of money into all of a sudden. There are far more important things for me to upgrade currently, like 17-star CRA set, 17-star Abso, etc., etc. So I just wanted to go over those things real quick, and now I'm going to get to the grind. Okay, it's time for funny reboots, Megas. Part 500. How is it taking? I'm sorry. how it taking you so long to kill Ranmaru. So that's a funny take. When you go in Ranmaru, there's a timer that starts and it lasts like a few minutes after somebody leaves. But the joke is the person inside Ranmaru is taking forever to kill him. So that's funny number one. And we have a funny reply here. Because they're not killing Ranmaru, they're doing him. That one is funny because of sex.
You should run. Fear the shadow. Take this.
Okay, so we're 20 minutes in, a little over 20 minutes, and I am getting about 70 mil per 20 minutes, so that is 210 mil was what I calculated based on what I had at 20 minutes, so it's about 210 mil per hour. Probably 400 mil per totem would be a more accurate way to state it. Considering I'm definitely going to be using a lot of totems over the next week while I grind, and one level is about one totem for me currently, training here, I can expect a few billion mesos from this, so... keep in mind, though, that the 200 mil per hour is without the last piece of meso gear that I need to have. I could probably get up to 250 if I start one-shotting, maybe have a better rotation, train on a better map. I had to choose a map that has a good layout for looting mesos because Rev 3, which is where I was going to train, has a really, really horrible layout unless you have a vac pet. So I just didn't want to bother with that. Here, I can just kind of go in a rotation and not have to worry too much about it. It's very, very straightforward. So that is the update that I wanted to give. I'll see you guys very soon here, actually, because I'm about to hit level 225. That is level 225, and because we live in a world, the best timeline, one would say, where we can skip the pre-quests, I don't even have to do anything. It just happens. I'm so happy about this. I'm gonna grab this MVP and get back to finishing this totem. I'm sure we'll see many funny messages from the citizens of Reboot here, as we always do. It's pretty late at night, and I am not recording this through OBS, actually. But it is the end of day one, and I wanted to go ahead and do a little bit of a post-day one update. Today, not a lot happened. I really only got that one level and unlocked Arcana. I only did the one totem. I plan on doing 2 totems per day at least, because 4 hours of grinding a day really isn't that much for me. I was just being lazy, I guess. Real quick, I want to post an update about the microphone situation and what I plan on doing. So I'm going to try to make this story as quick as possible so we can get back to the progression. But basically, I bought a Sennheiser E614, a small diaphragm condenser microphone that is usually used for recording drums. I think that's like what most people use it for. And the reason I got it was because I kind of regret buying it, and I should have just bought a shotgun mic instead for having a boom microphone setup instead of a like a voiceover type of microphone setup, which is what I'm currently using and what I have been using the entire time I've been making videos on YouTube. I bought the microphone used on eBay to save like $60 off of the MSRP. And the guy said that it was mint condition. Oh, it was perfect. It just works perfectly, dude. It is flawless. So I get the damn thing. I plug it into my preamp and my, well, just my preamp, because my preamp's connected to my audio interface. But I plug it into my preamp. It works fine. But there's this really, really noticeable high-pitched whining sound in the background. So I take the thing apart. I look at the electrical circuitry, and I replace one of the capacitors. There were two capacitors in it. One of them I replaced because I already had the right value capacitor for the replacement. But the second one was kind of a specific capacitance and voltage that I didn't have, so I had to buy them. But I had a theory because I tested both of the capacitors with my multimeter, and obviously the one I replaced was working fine, but the other one, it was showing that it wasn't working properly via the multimeter. So I was like, huh, I wonder. So basically, I took the capacitor out of the board completely. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do this, but with the capacitor out, I plugged it back into the preamp. I turned on phantom power and tried a very quick test recording because I knew with the capacitor out, it probably wasn't a good idea to power the circuit. And lo and behold, the whining noise was gone. So I waited a few days for my capacitors to arrive. I went ahead and replaced them in the microphone, and wow, look at that, the microphone works perfectly. No whining noise in the background. So the dude on eBay was just a fucking straight up liar and said that it worked perfectly when it did not. But you know, I was luckily it wasn't a huge problem. It was literally just a failing capacitor. That's it. It's like one of the simplest things you could do. One of the simplest repairs, but whatever. Regardless, I do kind of regret buying that microphone because my recording space is still not treated, and the like $150 or so that I spent on this microphone, I could have actually put towards sound treating this room a little better, which would ultimately make for a better experience. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do, because if I try to use that microphone, it literally only picks up reverb, and I have to have it close to my face. And if I have to have the microphone close to my face anyway, I might as well use my AT4040 because it sounds way better with when you utilize the proximity effect on it. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I might just sell the E614 for a higher price than I bought it for since I repaired it, and then use that money to audio treat the room. I don't really know what the plan is here, but I regret not going with the shotgun mic instead. The small diaphragm condenser, I mean, it's not really the topic of this video, so I really shouldn't talk about it too much. But it is relevant to my life, and it's relevant to these videos because it is the way I'm recording. But just real quick, when I tested the microphone positions in the sort of optimal positions I want them so that they're out of my face and they're not in the way, the Audio-Technica sounded way better, and it's a large diaphragm condenser. So I'm just kind of wondering why I even bothered with this other microphone in the first place. I don't know. Like I said, I really don't want to talk about it too much. This isn't a vlog channel. Based on my limited experience, I will definitely be going shotgun mic plus room treatment instead of trying to, like, I don't know, take a shortcut and get a small diaphragm condenser. There's no point. I already had a microphone that sounds really, really good, and I don't know. Anyway, yes, I really wanted to talk about that because it has been kind of relevant. And I apologize for going so off topic in this video, But that's pretty much it for today's update. I just got that 1 level, only did 1 totem, earned about 400 million mesos, which, you know, is exactly how much I should be earning per totem. So tomorrow I plan on doing at least 2. I think I'll probably stay at Lachlan. I don't love Lachlan's layouts for their maps. I might look for a map that's a little more favorable for a paladin, but I'm thinking I'm going to be way too weak to train at Arcana for a while. It is day 2 of grind week. Unfortunately, despite the fact that I woke up at a very good time, not 5 p.m., the game has been down for the past like 7 hours. And it's kind of annoying because I missed a day of dailies because last night I was being lazy and just thought to myself, oh, I'll just do dailies tomorrow when I wake up. Well, the game was down for almost 8 hours straight, so didn't really have an opportunity to do them. Anyway, I don't have a lot to say. I just wanted to mention that I totally forgot to buy, these wealth potions, these wealth buffs. So this is an extra 50% mesos obtained, which should easily put me well over 250 mil an hour. So I don't think these are consumed from the top. I think they just consume the one that you click. Anyway, we're gonna do 2 totems today. 2 totems per day is pretty much what I'm trying to go for. I think I mentioned that last night, I think. But I still have a couple dailies I want to take care of. I really need to start doing Monster Park on this character every day. And a few other things. I guess it's probably worth mentioning that I am trying to level up alchemy to Meister so I can get a 20 slot pink coin purse. As you can see, I have a lot of coins that are just kind of sitting here, and having a 20 slot coin purse would be a huge help. The problem is I don't really have the all the materials I need. I guess what I could probably do is just start making transform potions. I think I'll probably do this. Find whatever magic powder I have the most of, because I have a lot of them having played Reboot for so long. It looks like minimum is going to be triple Rumo. Regardless, I am going to need to go find a lot of etc. items at some point, and that'll probably be the way I level up alchemy. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and get to grinding. All right, there is an MVP happening very soon, so I can't actually get a full 1 hour test, but judging by these rates with the wealth potions from the Legion shop, I am getting probably closer to like 250, 260, maybe even 270 mil an hour, so we'll just call it like 500 mil per totem now, which is an improvement. I went ahead and bought some Rebirth Flames from the Legion shop. I remembered that you can actually get them there, which is cool, but I ended up rolling tier 6 attack power. So this weapon already is very close to being as good as my my current weapon. However, unfortunately, this would still be a huge damage loss. So I think the plan is, what is the plan? You know, what's the freaking plan? I got to think about this a little bit because I have a few options. First thing I could do is try to 17 star a 150 item, or just 16 star it. 16 star a Fafnir two-handed mace, and then transfer that, because the potential on this doesn't actually matter. It's just kind of okay. I could also just wait until I get the 17 star Karma enhancement scroll, or I could use that 17 star Karma enhancement scroll on a different piece of Absolab gear, like, for example, my gloves, which already have a really good legendary potential. So I don't want to transfer these, and I don't want to have to safeguard all the way up to 15. So a 17 star Karma scroll might be really good for these Absolab night gloves. Now, I could do this right now. Try to 16 star a 150 item. I have the mesos for it. I'm pretty confident I could get it as long as I get average RNG, and I would have 2 chances to boom, or 2 chances, which means 1 boom, which is way above the average number of booms, which is like 0.6. But even if I were to make this thing better, it would have to be a 450,000 damage increase in order to outdo the Sword and Shield currently. So I'm not really sure what route to go here, unfortunately. I could go buy a few cubes and try to tier this up to legendary, because if I can even get 2 lines on this rosary, it might be good enough to replace the shield. Though I would be missing 30% IED, of course, which I am very reliant on currently. In my non-bossing setup, I'm at 75% IED. So I'm not really sure what route to take. I kind of wish I had gotten another useful potential, or another useful flame line on this two-handed mace, because 82 attack power is tier 6 attack, which is really good. But it is, I mean, it's just attack power. I would be missing 20% boss damage as well. So, I guess I'm not really happy with this. What I'm going to do, actually, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to go over to the Starlight Symphony. I'm going to start using black cubes on this, or black flames. I can only buy 50. How many of these can I afford? 25. I think I can buy 10 of these. No, 3 more. All right. So 38 black flames. If I don't get something really good from 38 black flames, then we're gonna have a little bit of a problem. 82 magic attack, 6% damage. Unfortunate. Unfortunately, while this is a decent roll, 46 attack power is only a tier 4 roll, and this is a damage decrease, but with the 10% boss damage, I think this one would actually be a better choice because of the extra 10% boss damage, which makes up for the 20% I would lose from the Absolab Saber. Now only becomes a 10% loss. And that 84,000 attack decrease is going to be made up for pretty heavily by reaching even 15 stars, I think would be a big improvement. So let's see if maybe we can get something better. 63 attack and 6% all stats. That's okay, but it's not. Oh! Well, now we're talking, aren't we? Okay. So we do still lose out on the boss damage. And again, that's not that horrible to lose out on that boss damage, even though it would be nice to have it. Because we have access to familiars in GMS, again, boss damage is not the most important thing in the world for us to get on anything but our familiars. So this is already technically a damage increase now, which is pretty cool. But if I do equip it, I will lose out on a lot of damage because of the fact that my shield is simply, or my secondary is simply not up to par. So let me go check my sales in Bara real quick. Oh, hey, we sold something. Well, look at that. 3 bill from my invisible damage skin. Well, that's really good news because now I can go ahead and get the maple points that I would need in order to anvil the hammer. So that's something. Why do I always click on that? As far as two-handed maces go, the options aren't that amazing. I don't really have a ton of great choices, but I like the way the Golden Smith hammer looks, so I think I've settled on that. But there is also one other two-handed blunt weapon that I really like, which is the Morning Star. When I played old school Maple Story a lot, and I was playing Paladin, the Morning Star was considered one of the best two-handed maces you could possibly use because of its attack speed. Even here you can see it has normal attack speed versus the Golden Smith hammer's slow attack speed. So back in old school Maple, where item levels were only so important, a level 80 item could easily carry you through the whole game if it was scrolled well enough. The Morning Star is what I always used. However, I don't really think it looks that good. In all honesty, I don't really think it looks that great. I think it looks better when you're two-handing it like this, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go Golden Smith hammer. Golden Smith hammer was also considered very, very good. Where's the what does the dragon two-handed mace look like? Oh yeah, the dragon two-handed mace looks really stupid. I remember that now. But yeah, this is the anvil I'm gonna go with. And since this weapon is kind of already becoming better from the flame alone, then you know, in that situation, it's, what am I trying to say? I don't know. Anyway, let's just anvil this thing, dude. I'm getting tired. I don't think I've even grinded today at all. Okay, so this is our broad hammer now. As you can see, it is still a damage increase. The shield specifically carries us so far with the with its 3 lines of useful potential. Again, gonna kind of suck to have to try and make this thing better, but I'm thinking it might not be a terrible idea to just take this opportunity to throw some cubes at it. Now, the question is red cubes or black cubes? Considering I don't have anything to hold on to right now, and I would rather roll more, let's just go ahead and use 1 day's worth of mesos to try and make this weapon better. Now, I really wasn't planning on investing a lot into this, and I mean, as you can see, I really haven't invested a lot into the actual hammer itself. I just kind of threw a bunch of black flames at it. But considering I did manage to get something really good, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get legendary on this secondary right now. If it starts to become too expensive and I don't get a tier up or anything, then I'll probably consider just settling for something in the unique tier, I guess. I don't know. This wasn't really the plan, but I don't know. I guess I just had a change of heart or something and decided It's time to switch to two-handed. Two-line magic attack. That's not what we're looking for. Please tier up to legendary, dude. Please. That's kind of fucking crazy. I didn't even get anything good from those 50 cubes either. Fuck it. Let's just keep going. Whatever. What do I have to lose? I'm gonna be grinding a lot this week anyway. It doesn't really matter. Okay. If this doesn't tier up from these next 60 cubes, I'm gonna be kind of pissed. Another two-line magic attack. That is the second time I've seen two-line magic attack on this thing. That's insane. So I want to point out one thing. The average cost of 20 starring a Deimos shield is about, I think it was about 6 billion mesos, maybe 6-7 billion mesos. So considering I've definitely spent over 2 billion mesos on this secondary already, that's kind of, what is this potential, dude? Just a little bit of everything? No. There's no point to having that if my shield's still going to be way better. But if this secondary takes 6 billion mesos to make good, I mean, like, goddamn. And then what if the meta changes in the future and one-handed sword and shield becomes good again? This is the risk you take on a class that can use multiple types of weapons. 2-line attack and 1 line of strength. All right, well, I'm missing out on about 100k range now. What a stupid potential, and what a stupid secondary, dude. How many cubes was that? It's so ridiculous, the number of cubes I just had to use on that fucking thing. Okay, so, yeah, that was kind of annoying. This setup, especially once I get this to 17 stars and maybe get a better potential on it, it'll surpass the sword and shield. This would still be about 100k range increase currently, and not to mention 63% boss damage versus 43, so 20% more boss damage and a little bit more IED as well. So yeah, it kind of sucks switching to this. It really sucks. But yeah, I don't got much to say about this. It just kind of fucking sucks having to switch. I will probably only black cube this moving forward until it tiers up to legendary. And at some point, I think when I get this week's boss mesos, so about 3.6 bill, I will try to 17 star this, and that damage alone should be enough of an increase to mostly, if not entirely, offset the shield and sword's improved damage. The only thing that really matters moving forward is going to be, well, here's what I'll do. I know what I'll do. I will get the 2, maybe even 3 pieces of Abso gear that I can get coming up here. I could go ahead and I could actually probably, let me see what's in my storage. No, not enough. I need to do weeklies on one more character. I could actually do weeklies on this character right now and get another piece of Abso gear. But I can go get the shoulder piece right now. This should be a decent damage increase just from the start. Like, just off the bat, it should be a good damage increase. Absolab Knight Shoulder. Yeah, see, that's already 61k. So, 150 shoulder, I mean, I guess the obvious solution is to 17 star this at some point, but for now, I'm just going to try to 12 star it and hold on to that. I'm also going to try to get an epic potential on it as well. And then in the future, I will throw more Mesos at it and get it up to 17 stars. But this is something that I actually probably should have done a while ago. I just haven't. I've been holding on to these Damien and Lotus pieces for a while for no particular reason when there was free damage increases available to me, even by getting just the most basic of Absolab gear. So let me go ahead and potential this and get at least one line of strength. One prime line of strength, I should say. Triple luck. Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, there's a line of strength, and that's 130k damage increase. This is a 120 shoulder, and I don't think it's possible to transfer this over to a 150 shoulder. That's 3 transfers I would have to do. I'd have to have a level 130, or 2 transfers, I guess. I'd have to have a level 130 and a 140 shoulder, and I don't even think you can get those. So all in all, you know, it's effectively we're about at the same damage that we were before, just with a little less boss damage. However, having this extra piece, because I didn't realize I was at a 3 set. Oh yeah, because of the weapon. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so next on the list is going to be the shoes, and that just really requires me to do weeklies. But it is getting to that time of night where I need to start grinding. Yeah, let me try to 12 star. It's only 3 more stat, but I don't like seeing these stay at 11 stars. It's just weird. Like, the very least I can do is 12 star it. So the plan is to use the 17 star scroll on these gloves, because these gloves are already pretty much taken care of. I just need to get 17 stars on them, and I could do that with the scroll. The shoulder will be transferred from this probably. I'll transfer it at 15 and then safeguard to 17, because I think that's the better way to approach things. And the same goes for the shoes and the cape as well, which I need to get from Lotus. I can already get the shoes from Lotus, which will be next on the list, because these are definitely my weakest item currently. I mean, the cape, the Tyrant cape, is way better than the Pincelier boots, so it's lower priority for me to replace this than it is to replace this. So I'm thinking I'll probably try to do weeklies soon and get the Absolab boots, and then I'll just do the same thing. I'll get a line of strength and 12 star them. And wow, I spent a lot of Mesos trying to 12 star these. But I'll do that, and then next week, hopefully I'll get 2 pieces from Lotus again, and then we're good. Then I can get the cape, and we'll have 5 set Abso. So I'm going to try not to spend. I'm definitely not going to spend any more Mesos on this rosary, because it's okay for now. It's passable. I kind of hate that I spent over 100 cubes on this and it didn't tier up. That's kind of really annoying. But for the hammer specifically, I do want to do the level 150 hammer and transfer that up to this for the Star Force instead, just like I'm doing with all the other pieces, instead of using another 17 star scroll on it, because the next 17 star scroll that I'm gonna get is from Burning World, and that's not happening till the end of the month, so I'm gonna have to use that on something else. But I'm definitely gonna want this at 17 stars before then, and I think that's the way to do it. Unfortunately, these are level 180. I would have loved to 17 star these, but they're gonna be really expensive to 17 star, but they would make really good drop gear. Aside from that, I guess I need to get another black bean mark, because I'm probably gonna hold on to this for a while as well. 17 star the CRA stuff, that'll be easy, relatively speaking, and oh, here we go. I know exactly what I can use the rest of these flames on. Never mind, hold on. Maybe I should try to use these on the things that I'm gonna be holding on to for a while. The problem is all this stuff is actually already kind of good. So I think transposing is still the meta. So let's see if I can get something good. I like how this is somehow better than what I had before. It's worth a shot, you know, it's worth investing these into. Because eventually I'm going to want to put this into a Sweetwater pendant, so... $24, $24, $24, $24. That's kind of weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Wow. 72 luck, 4% all stat. Kind of wish that was strength, but I mean, there's something, right? So I don't really think that's a good enough flame to transpose. I feel like it might be acceptable if you're a luck user, but even then, you know, I don't know. Aside from that, there's really nothing else to do right now. Everything else I have is decent. I mean, even this belt has a really good flame on it. So, like, all my gear that I currently... Oh. You know, I maybe should have used these on a cup. That might not have been a terrible idea. It doesn't matter. I'll just throw the last ones that I have on it. See if we get anything good. Nope. Okay, so, yeah, all in all, that's pretty much what we're rolling with. I don't really have much more to say. I'm kind of just stalling for time now, and what I should really do is probably just go rest and then grind. Yeah. Oh, this grind week is proving to kick my ass quite a bit. It's been a long time since I've really grinded this much. 4 hours a day, basically. But today is Monday, and I still have yet to do my 2 totems, so here we go. We got our first Arcana symbol level, putting us to level 2. The arcane power growth is slow, but it's coming. It's just a slow process. See, the best part about this, other than the 2 blowfishmen on screen, is that Morass is a particularly difficult, time-consuming pre-quest. It is one of the worst. I would say Esfera and Arcana are both easier than Morass. So, again, I'm just really happy I can skip them. So with that, we have another symbol. I need to move it. All right, I got one more totem to do tonight in order to catch up, and now the amount of experience I need is significantly higher, so it's probably going to start taking minimum 2 totems to level, which means I'm gonna need to do about 10 more probably in the next however many days are left in the week. But that's not a problem because I got 5 here and I can easily afford another 5, if not more, from the reward points that I have. As you can see, I'm sitting on 1,500 reward points right now. So yeah, like I bought 5 black cubes already, which was almost 12k reward points. I get so many reward points from all these sources that I have access to, from my Bara monster collection, my Reboot monster collection, my 3 boss mules that I run bosses on, or I guess 2 boss mules plus my main. That alone is already a ton of reward points. I could even also, if I've been lazy about it, but if I did weekly bosses on my Bara Mihail, I could get another 2,400 per week. So there really is no shortage of reward points for me right now, or probably for the foreseeable future. In fact, oftentimes I will simply reach the cap of reward points monthly, which is 50,000, and I won't be able to claim them. So if you were ever wondering why I have so many reward points, I kind of just explained it. But yeah, it's so funny because thinking back like a year or two ago, I remember struggling for reward points in order to just get 1 wild totem coupon. Nowadays I have so many, I have too many totems and I have to force myself to grind a bunch in order to actually keep up. But this grind week has been going pretty good. Like I said, I still have 1 more totem to do tonight, but it should give me about 50% experience, more or less. Somewhere around there. I'm thinking I might be able to switch maps and move to Arcana now, which would be nice because I am getting kind of sick of Latulin. If you noticed, I switched over to Rev 2 instead of Chicken Festival 2, and the reason for that is because Rev 2 actually kind of has an easier, simpler layout. But one of the problems that I'm running into is finding a map layout that's favorable for a non-vac pet setup. Again, I am doing all of this without my vac pet because there's no cash transfer event, and I decided not to buy another one, so, you know, it is what it is. And it's proving to not be that bad. It's really not that bad. I think maybe I'm paying a little more attention to getting my pets to loot stuff than I would normally because the vac pet just sucks everything up. And I think the biggest impact not having a vac pet is having on my grinding is determining where I actually grind, because I was thinking of going over to the Forest of Earth. Okay, good. Love that. Really love that the teleport rock just doesn't work sometimes. I was thinking of training here. Wow, that Isolating Mage is literally clearing the whole map every attack. This map seems good. And I think I might have enough damage to... not quite. I almost have enough damage to kill the monsters here in 1 shot. I'm very, very close to it. Or already there even. But this map layout is not really favorable because the platforms... it would require me to go out of my way in order to loot, which is very annoying. So I gotta find a map in Arcana that I can actually train at. I don't know if there is one that I can currently train at that is also a map with monsters that I am capable of one-shotting. Well, it actually looks like I can one-shot these guys or get very close to it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about that a little more. So one thing that I've kind of been working on is trying to get my last boost node, which would be Smite, Blast, and Divine Charge, I think. Yeah. No, not Smite. Heaven's Hammer, Divine Charge, and Blast. So I only have 37 nodes here, but maybe we can get something good. I spent about 70 nodes yesterday, most of which were from farming, some of which I had in storage. And I couldn't quite get the trio that I needed. But we'll see if maybe I can get what I'm looking for here. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem as though I got what I wanted, but getting some more levels on the existing tri-nodes is also fine. To be honest, I don't even know what the Divine Judgment and Divine Mark do. What are these skills? Oh, okay, so it's just an upgraded Divine Charge, I guess. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. But yeah, we're still looking for some tri-nodes. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get lucky here and get what I'm looking for. One of the issues, I guess you could say, is that I keep using all of the skill nodes that I get to upgrade my skills, because I mean, I need to do that. There are so many things here that I need to upgrade, but I still don't have the last boost node that I need. And that's level 10 Holy Symbol. That's not bad. But aside from that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and disassemble these. I can only make a few nodes, but I'm going to make some Divine Charge nodes. 4 or 5? I think I make 4. The chances of me actually getting what I need are super, super low. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing. So I think what I'm gonna do is hold on to these nodes because they are Divine Charge nodes, and unfortunately, I really do need another blast boost node because it is a very important skill. So I can't grab Smite Shield and go with that. But I'm gonna hold on to these 4 boost nodes and all the other boost nodes that I make that are Divine Charge because I want them to go in the future into my actual Divine Charge boost node. So that's something that I'm still kind of working on. It's kind of frustrating. It's not much I can do about it. I can't go into the auction house and buy, 500 node stones, so whatever. Anyway, I need to go do this last totem. It is pretty late, but I need to get that taken care of, and then the next day starts. That's how it works.